Hello, spring. You know, right? Hello, friends. If you don't know that reference, I'm gonna need you to go to BattyBean's channel right now. I will have her channel and reveal video in the description box below because today we are going to be using her collab with Odens, the Planet Spirit palette. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood because of this little slice of happiness right here. I mean, how can you look at this and not immediately feel joy? It's kind of like a little ray of sunshine, like the light at the end of a dark, dark tunnel that is a Midwest winter. Sadly, no, winter is not over here. If we haven't gotten to the part where it's 60 degrees one day and snows 2 feet the next day, then we still have more winter to go. So sadly, we still have a long ways to go. Even though we still have a long ways to go before winter is over, this gives me hope of a brighter, happier future. All right, enough messing around. Let's get to the reason you're really here, which is this BattyBean and Odens collab, the Planet Spirit palette. This is only one of the 3 collab palettes that Odens did. Each palette is with a different amazing creator, and I love all 3 of the beautiful, beautiful ladies who collabed on these palettes. I did already do a video using all 3 of them together, taking a look at all 3. I'll put it up in the cards for you if you want to take a peek at that, if you haven't seen it yet. And videos with the other 2 palettes individually are coming as soon as I can get them out. I will have all of the information about this palette, all the palettes, the collection down in the description box. And like I said, I will put BattyBean's channel, BattyBean, in the description box and her reveal video as well, if you want to get more in-depth information on it. I will also leave her discount code that is good for 10% off. However, it will not work on these palettes, but if you add anything else on the site to your order at the same time or anytime in the future, it will work for that. Now, let's get into seeing exactly how beautiful this is by doing some live swatches. But first, if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sherry. Welcome to Makeup Therapy. If you are a makeup enthusiast like me, who enjoys playing with makeup as a hobby, then you are in the right place. So sit back and relax and forget about everything else for just a little while we play with some makeup together. And playing with super colorful and sparkly eyeshadow just like this is one of my absolute favorite things to do. So if that is content you love to see, then subscribe for more. Let's take another look at the whole thing before we jump into the swatches. Obviously, this is super colorful. It doesn't really have much depth. However, all of these shades would look absolutely stunning as a companion in some tropical or spring looks, or by itself in a super colorful look like we're going to do today. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to do the swatches a little bit differently. This time I'm going to swatch the mattes on the back of my hand so you can get a good look at them, and the shimmers on the palm of my hand because I think you can really see them and how special they are. So much better swatching them that way. And then I'll show you a clip of everything swatched together so you can get a feel for all of the colors together. Okay, so let's get a move on. First up, we have this stunning shade right here called Fauna. This is like your toppery shade. Look how beautiful that is. Lauren from Lauren May Beauty, another one of the people who collabed on a palette that will be coming up. I think I'm going to be doing that one next. She called this an iridescent watermelon. And I think that does kind of describe it really well. We've got pink and green shifts in there. Really, really beautiful, fantastic topper shade. I'm going to show you this over the top of some of the other shimmers so you can see what it looks like as a topper, but it's beautiful on it, all on its own. A little bit sheer, but it is a topper shade. Next up, we have this stunning green shade right here called Kingdom. I don't think I have another green shade quite like this in my collection. This is, I think, a pretty unique shade. Kind of like a teal-ish on the green side, maybe. And this shade goes perfect with the green shade in Amanda's palette. The Flora Story palette, that is going to go great with that. Let me show that to you quickly. Here's the Flora Story palette. And she has this bright green over here. The shimmer goes perfectly with this shade. Next up, we have this red shimmer called Animalia. I don't think I've seen one quite like this before. This is red with some beautiful gold sparkle in it. That is so pretty. I mean, wow, look how wet that looks. stunning. This one is really unique as well. It kind of almost comes off a little hot pinkish, but it looks red when you look at it in the pan. I guess it just depends on the lighting. Another unique shade out of this palette. I have to say this palette is full of some pretty unique shades and gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. Of course they are. Another really interesting and unique shade is this one up here called Pride. It's like a bright, almost neonish purple. It's a very bright. This is such a beautiful shade, and again, I think pretty unique. Then we have Majestic up here. It kind of almost looks like an orange shimmer. Look how beautiful. Another one that just looks so wet. This is a yellow gold with tons of sparkle. Oh my goodness. So wet and shiny and sparkly. Then we have Rescue down here. Super bright pink. Look how beautiful these mattes are together. Oh, it is happiness in a palette. Such a beautiful, bright, almost neon pink. Then we have Familiar, which is a green shimmer. Again, pretty unique. I don't have anything like this. Wow. Definitely have more wet looking and shimmery and sparkly. We have some gold sparkle in there. And then we have Habitat, which is a beautiful bright orange. It is just a tiny bit more muted than I think you would think by looking at it, especially when it's next to this pink. It's not quite as bright, but wow. It's still such a beautiful shade. Gorgeous. And then we have Kindred, which is beautiful purple shimmer with like blue reflect in it. Another shade that is, oh, where are we gonna put that? Right down here. Pretty unique, at least for me. And we have pink and blue sparkle in there. Look at all of these. Wow, they're all so shiny. And then yet another pretty unique shade. We have this one called Sanctuary down here, which is like a bright raspberry. Wow, these are just all so pretty. All on their own. Any of these would be such a beautiful pop of color to add in with like another palette, spice up a neutral maybe even. So here we have the shimmers. Here are our mattes. Let me show you this topper over the other shimmers here. This is such a beautiful shade. All right, over the red, it's kind of giving it just a little bit of a pink. We're getting, I just have it over like this half. Whoops. Over this half. It's giving a little more pink. I can see definitely gold on there as well. Okay, and then on the gold shimmer, we have it right here. That's giving it a little more of a pink flip in there also. If you get this palette, do this for yourself and put them over the top because this just is not doing it justice. It really gives something special to these other shades when you layer this one on top, and then on the green, see, it's still looking pink. Everything I show you on camera, it's giving me the pink flip, but in person, it is definitely giving gold. And then on the purple, giving it just a little bit. It's over here, a little bit of a pink flip to it on there. I mean, any way you mix or match these, it's gonna look beautiful no matter what, honestly. Okay, let's take a quick look at a clip with everything all together. I'll show it to you first with no flash and then with lights dimmed with some flash on it so those sparkles really come out. I'm going to try to do the most me look that I possibly can with this palette. I think on its own, you can definitely get a lot of simple, colorful looks that would look absolutely stunning, and I would definitely be down with that to go out in. But to sit down when I just want to play with makeup, I like to do so many more colors. So this for me would probably definitely be a companion palette, but even if you just have a black shadow for a little bit of depth, I think will give you so many more options. Just gonna put on my Natasha Denona eye base. I do have on another Oden's Eye cheek duo, the matte blush and a topper, blush topper from the Solmon 2 collection. This is, I will show you what they look like quickly. This is Warm Sun, the matte blush. Beautiful peach blush. And then the topper, this is Sienna Luster. Wow. This one I think has more of an overspray, so when you first use it, it's very, very shiny. But once you get past that, it's not quite as shiny, but these two together are absolutely gorgeous. And then for the highlight one, today I used the Warm Sunshine. Don't know if you can even see that, but it's more of a gold. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see it, but it is almost like a gold champagne color. Looks much more peach in person. I even have on an Oden's Eye lip combo as well. I love these. They're so nice and smooth. They go on beautifully and they feel so nice. This is, let's see, this is the Velvet Lipstick in the shade Light Peach. And then on top, I used this gloss. That's what it looks like. This one is called Sweet Tulip. I love these two together. I think they make a great pair. Okay, the first look we're gonna do is gonna be me trying to use as many colors as possible. We are going to start with what is, I think, probably the deepest matte, which is Sanctuary, this raspberry here in the corner. I'm just going to use a small packer brush for that. This is the Be Perfect Stacey Marie 304. Going to pack that on the outer corner. These are all so vibrant. I'm just going to bring that in very little into the crease. And then next I'm going to take the bright purple called Pride. I'm just going to pretty much put that right on the line there and pull that in further through the crease. I have played with this palette quite a lot already, not just in the 3 palettes 1 look video that I did, but I've been playing with this one a lot to kind of see like what color, what kind of combos we could get. And I will say what I've noticed is the purple needs a little more loving care put into it to blend nicely into these. I think it's just going, there might just be too much of a difference in tone in those, but it just takes a little bit of extra help. I'm just gonna buff these together there, make sure we get a good blend between these two. I'm going to soften the edges on this one, especially up at the top. This is going to be the last one I pull through the crease, so I want to make sure my edges have a good blend here on the top. And then I'm going to go into the light bright pink over here called Rescue, and I'm going to put that right on the line of the purple. And this I'm going to start just a little bit to bring it out this way a little, not too much. And then, I mean, I'm not pulling it through the crease this way, but I still want it in the front crease. So I'm gonna grab some more and tuck it right in here. I'm gonna take my rougher 14 just to kind of buff up here a little more. And if you watch my video with all 3 of them, you may have seen this, but I'm gonna go into the orange now, Habitat, and in order to get that as bright as possible, I'm gonna use my rougher 14 instead of that packing brush. It just tends to give it, I don't know, it just is a little more vibrant this way than packing it on. And then I'm going to take this into the inner crease as well. And this is going to be the last matte shade up here, so I'm just going to work on blending this out. I have a good blend on the edge there. This blends into that peachy, orangey blush pretty nicely. All right, then we're gonna do what I always kind of like to do, which is go back in and go over each of the shades again to get them a little more saturated, looking a little brighter. And another thing I mentioned in my 3 palettes, oh my gosh, that just slipped right out of my hand. Hold on. Anyway, as I was saying in the other video I did with these, I noticed that when you start with the orange and put the pink over it, it makes this orange so much more vibrant. I don't know what kind of witchcraft that is, but it shows up much more vibrant than when you're putting the orange over the top of the pink. So when we go back in this way, hopefully it'll be looking much brighter. Okay, I think that's about where I'm gonna leave that. And then on the lower lash line, I'm just gonna use my rougher 03, and I'm going to start off with Sanctuary on the outer part, and then Pride kind of more in the middle and front, and blend it out with this pink. Just take Sanctuary. I keep wanting to call it Raspberry because I keep referring to it as a raspberry shade. I think that's about far enough for that. Go into Rescue. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space in the front to kind of wrap around that topper shade, I think. Maybe not too much space. Maybe I want to put it over the top of a shade. Maybe that's what we'll do. And then to blend it out with that light pink, I'm going to use my Rougher 26, which is a bigger pencil brush, but it's nice and has a little bit of fluff and give to it. So it's really great for blending out precisely. Just blend the edges out with that and bring that a little further in. Maybe blend it out even a little bit more with my Rougher 14. All right, I'm going to clean up to do like a cut crease, but I'm just going to clean it up for now, and then I'm going to do some liner. So I'll be right back for that. Okay, that is cleared off. Now I'm going to use a white liner. I think that'll bring us some nice contrast with these colors to make it look like we have some depth going on. So I'm going to use the NYX Vivid Matte, and we are going to pray, because usually we can just, you know, clean it up underneath, but I'm going to kind of fling it out a little bit. So we're going to pray that it doesn't get so messy that it's going to ruin this underneath it. I typically don't love using the brush that it comes with, but I don't know. I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm hoping I can get this in like one swoop. We'll see. Oh, dreaming. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start it right out here to kind of flick it out, and then, ooh, not in the hair, and then do this part on the inside so we don't run out of liner by the time we get out here and have to go over it again. All right, here we go.
That did not go how it was supposed to at all.
All right, I guess I'll just go over it a little bit. Oh no, come on, man. Okay, I got this on, kind of, and I'm trying to clean up under here, and it is completely cracked. It's coming off like paint, like it's peeling off. Trying to clean it up. Ugh.
Ew.
Okay, oh, it's getting everywhere. Good gravy. I think I'm gonna go over this with a different liner and hope, that we can salvage it. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's gonna be like a learning curve to using this particular kind of liner, or if it's just not gonna be great for this kind of thing, which sucks because I did buy like every color because I have a problem when it comes to liners. You'd think I would have learned my lesson from now, because this is not the first time something like this has happened when I've bought a ton of them. Oh my god. It's just like peeling off. Okay, I think I'm just going to try to take this off, at least in this area, and use something else. NYX, not impressed with me with this, I'll tell you that. Look at it just flaking right off. Ugh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I ended up using the City Color one. It got the job done. I don't love this one either because it still is kind of cracky. And this isn't the best I've ever done. Not my best work, but it's on. So let's move on. And I just put down some more Natasha Denona eye base down on top. I'm not going to put NYX down because I actually think spraying these makes them look better than using the NYX. I think anyway. So I'm first going to go in with the red shimmer and I'm going to spray it. And we're going to start that out here. I'm just going to do it kind of in this diagonal. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm going to tap some on with my finger just to see how much more intense it'll look. Oh, that's beautiful. You can see much more of the gold that way. Okay, now I'm going to go into Majestic, orangey kind of gold one, and we're going to put that in the front. That spray as well. And pull it into the red to blend them in a little bit. I can definitely feel sparkles falling on my face. These are quite sparkly shades. A little on the chunky side. Wow, I love these together. I'm going to grab my Rougher 03 and I am going to use that gold shimmer, this shimmer here, Majestic. I'm going to put that in my inner corner as well. Try to be careful because it's pretty chunky. All right, now I'm going to use, I think I'm going to try to use this one as well for that topper shade. I'm going to put that just in the front lower lash line here. I don't know how well this brush will pick that up. And I don't want to spray this one because it's a really smooth one, and I have just found spraying the smooth ones just makes them look kind of goopy. So I'm just putting it on dry. That's not bad. I think I'm going to take this flatter brush and see if we can get it more intense. Wasn't picking up great on the 03. I'm pretty sure this is an inner corner brush from Sigma. It is the E46. Okay, all right, there we go. I am going to finish this off and I'll be right back. Okay, here is the finished look. So let's run through details really quickly. Top liner, I used the Double Take Awake by Tarte. It's a liquid black liner on one side and like a nude waterline liner on the other side. I haven't used this. This was the first time I used it actually. I like this, but it's very, very wet first use. The lashes I used are, there we go. These are from Tarte. They're called the Center of Attention. I really like these a lot. Maybe could have gone for something a little more dramatic, but these are really pretty lashes though. Then on the waterline, I used this AOA Studio in orange. It is a buttercream. These are from Shop Miss A, so they're really, really inexpensive. They do dry out quickly though. And this is in the shade Energetic. And the lower lashes, also another first time use, this Superhero Mascara by It Cosmetics. I really like this on the lower lashes. I'm pretty sure that's everything. So let's move on to the second look. For this look, we're going to be using the greens and the purples, both the matte and the shimmer for each of them. I'm going to do kind of a halo eye with green on the outer and purple on the inner. I'm going to start off with a packing brush. This is the Stacey Marie and Be Perfect 304 again, but it is a new one, a clean one. I'm just gonna pack this green on outer part here. Don't want to bring it up too high first. Well, we're packing it on anyway. And I'm gonna take a rougher 01 just to blend it out. Maybe not that one. I'm gonna use my rougher 13. I've used this one so much already. I have some pretty good sized dips in the pans. I do wish these roughers would have longer handles. Like I have some, maybe in like the first set that I bought that had longer handles, and at one point you were able to choose, and I haven't seen the ability to choose anytime lately, and I've always gotten the shorter handles, which I don't love. I wish they were longer. But I don't know if they'll bring that back or if the feedback they got, maybe people were not wanting the longer handles. That's what I prefer, but we'll work with what we have, I suppose. Okay, now maybe I'll take this rougher 01, really buff out the very edges. Okay, and now we will pack on the purple on the inner part. I am kind of trying to go at a little bit of an angle here. I think I did end up taking that green a little higher than I wanted. This one I'm just buffing out the edges with the packing brush. I'm leaving a little space in the middle. I don't want these touching really, but I just do want it. Still want that top part smudged out a bit. Okay, straight into the shimmers. I think the green one I'm gonna take quite far out here because I feel like the green shimmer is gonna be our deepest thing, so I kind of want to bring it all the way out here to give us kind of more depth in the outer corner. We'll see how that works out. And I'm gonna spray them again, and I'm gonna bring the shimmers kind of together in the middle, not blended into each other really, maybe a teensy bit, but right up to the middle. Have them kind of touching. Oh, that green is so stunning with that gold shimmer in there. Wow, it's just such a beautiful shade. Onto the purple shimmer. I sprayed that one as well. This one comes off much lighter than it looks in the pan because of that like blue reflect in there, kind of. That is such a stunning shade too. These are all so beautiful. So there's definitely pink and blue and purple sparkles in there. I can definitely see myself reaching for these shimmers quite often. Okay, I know that looks a little crazy, but we're gonna take that topper shade and we're gonna put that right in the middle and actually kind of take that, you know, at our angle that's here, right up under the brow bone. I think I'm just going to add in some more purple, intensify that a bit. Oh yeah. There we go. All right, for the topper shade, I'm going to start off, I think, just tapping it on with my finger right up the middle. Wow, that almost like so fiery. I hope you can see that. It's very pink and orange, kind of. Now I'm going to take it on the brush and not spray it or anything, but I just want to work it like into these other shades a little bit. What a beautiful shade. And now I'm just going to kind of take this up under the brow bone. That is actually going to be it for the lid. And then down on the lower lash line, I'm just going to mimic the same exact thing I did on the top, including the shimmers. So we'll just have, well, Same thing we just did. I'm going to use my Rephr 03, and then we'll do the green and purple shimmers. I'm going to spray those. And then I'm going to use the topper. I think I'm going to try it on my finger. I don't think I can, I don't know how well it's going to stick under there. I'll try it maybe with the 03 sprayed. Okay, that worked pretty good. I'm going to go back to that inner corner brush we used a little bit over here, and if I can find it, I'm going to use that to pop the topper shade on the inner corner over here. Just dry. I'm not spraying it. Okay, that's everything. It's actually a pretty simple look. Let me blend this out a little bit, actually. Just a little more. But yeah. It's actually a pretty quick, simple look. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Here's the finished look. I used all of the same stuff I used on this eye, except for in the waterline, I used one of these NYX Jumbo eye pencil crayon things. It's like a mint shade. I really like that with this look. The shade is macaroon, whatever. But yeah, everything else is exactly the same as it was on this side. So let's talk about the palette. I mean, addressing the obvious fact that there is not a lot of depth in here, this can make an absolutely stunning companion palette to even the other two palettes in this collection, to anything else you want to give a little extra color to. For myself, I will definitely be using this as a companion palette, but you can do bright looks on their own, obviously. If that's what you are going for the day. Every shade in here is absolutely stunning. The mattes are really vibrant. The shimmers are really special. I'll definitely be reaching for these shimmers quite a bit. So what are your thoughts on these vibrant shades and the tones that are in this palette? Like this green one, and even like this bright purple, and this, like, there are some really unique shades in here. I think all of the shimmers are pretty unique, and a lot of the matte shades are as well. So what are your thoughts on this? Did you pick this up? Are you gonna pick this up? Do you think this would fit into your collection? I think this overall, because I do love colorful makeup, obviously this is definitely fitting in with my aesthetic, so it is not out of place in my collection at all. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this one in particular? Check out my new Oden's Eye playlist to see the uber colorful look that I did with all three of these palettes, and my other Oden's Eye Soulmane 2 collection video if you haven't seen that yet. If you enjoyed this video, I would like to know that, so please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next one.